For years, Hollywood didn't ignore SB19. It simply didn't know how to categorize them. Too global for a niche, yet too disciplined to be dismissed. Too consistent to be accidental, yet too unique to fit into any familiar box. This was an act that intrigued, puzzled, and impressed, but somehow, Hollywood kept its distance. They didn't dismiss them, but they didn't embrace them either. The music industry's gatekeepers didn't quite know what to make of SB19, and that was part of the problem. They couldn't see past the unfamiliar. But in 2025, something changed. It wasn't a viral spike. It wasn't a trend driven by a catchy hashtag. This was something different. This wasn't loud noise or a fleeting moment of online fame. It was quiet validation, the kind of recognition that doesn't make headlines immediately, but is profound enough to change the course of an artist's career. Hollywood's eyes, once closed, were now opening. Industry conversations were happening in the background, those closed-door meetings, the ones that don't let in just anyone. These are the spaces where decisions are made and where true potential is evaluated. Far from the bright lights of viral fame, Hollywood doesn't chase talent. It waits. It waits until talent proves it can endure the weight of pressure, and SB19 just passed that test. Now, we're diving into why Hollywood is paying attention, why this recognition of SB19 is different from past moments, and why this shift is not just another fleeting blip, but a genuine turning point in their career. Hollywood has never been a fan of raw talent alone, especially when it comes from outside the Western sphere. This has been the case for decades, and the pattern is undeniable. Non-Western acts, be it from Latin America, Asia, or elsewhere, often face the same initial reception: ignored, underestimated, or politely observed from a distance. It's not that they're dismissed outright, but rather that they are left in the margins until they prove something beyond their talent. Hollywood doesn't simply value artistry, it values structure. History has shown this clearly. Take Latin pop, for example. It wasn't embraced because it was catchy. It was embraced because, at some point, touring power, market stability, and the financial risk of ignoring it outweighed the skepticism. K-pop, too, followed this trajectory. Years of excellence in production and performance meant little until systems were in place. Reliable training pipelines, stable fandom economics, global touring infrastructure, all of these became the key factors that made K-pop's success repeatable. Only when it became clear that these acts could survive under pressure did Hollywood start taking them seriously. The truth is that Hollywood rewards reliability over everything. Executives don't ask, "Is this good?" They ask, "Will this still work if the attention shifts?" This is why viral moments rarely translate into long-term trust. The reality is that virality is fleeting while systems endure. This is exactly how SB19 should be understood. The attention they're receiving in 2025 is not about discovery. It's about recognition. They didn't suddenly become talented. No, SB19 has always been talented. But in 2025, they crossed into a new phase. A phase where their consistent performance, unwavering audience loyalty, and professional discipline all aligned into something that Hollywood couldn't ignore. What was once perceived as potential has now been confirmed as reliability. What makes 2025 significant for SB19 isn't the noise, it's the silence. Breakout years are loud. They come with fireworks, viral trends, and spontaneous attention. But convergence years like 2025, are quiet. They are marked by a steady, deliberate buildup. There was no single viral explosion, no desperate push into the Western market, no gimmicks. SB19 didn't need them. Instead, they began appearing in spaces where few outside the industry would notice, behind closed doors, in invite-only rooms, and on stages where potential is assessed, not applauded. This was the year when overpromotion became unnecessary, when overexposure stopped being the primary method of gaining attention. Instead, SB19 opted for strategic restraint. They were selective in their visibility. They weren't chasing every spotlight. They were letting the right opportunities come to them. This shift itself signaled something powerful: confidence. Confidence that their hard work was enough. Confidence in their brand. In the entertainment industry, artists who over-explain themselves signal uncertainty. But artists who let access narrow and visibility become selective signal leverage. This change didn't go unnoticed. It was the kind of shift that industry insiders are quick to pick up on because they're always monitoring for patterns, not trends. And when they saw SB19's consistency under pressure, their professionalism, and their ability to keep delivering at a high level, it became clear. Hollywood wasn't reacting to hype, it was calculating. By the time the public caught on to SB19's momentum, the industry had already recalibrated its internal assessment of the group. There's always a defining moment in every global act's trajectory. A moment when Hollywood stops asking, "Who are you?" and starts asking, "How far can you go?" That question isn't asked out of hype. It's asked because Hollywood recognizes potential. And more importantly, it recognizes consistency. In 2025, SB19 crossed that threshold, but not with a loud bang. It was quiet, deliberate, and without spectacle. And that's why it matters. Hollywood, for all its glamour and allure, has always been deeply skeptical of artists who rise on the back of online popularity. And for good reason. Digital fame doesn't always translate to real-world success. In fact, viral fame can collapse under the weight of actual performance pressure. This is why live performance remains the ultimate filter for Hollywood. It's not about how many views you get or how many likes you receive. It's about whether you can consistently deliver. Live performance is the ultimate test. It's not about choreography, it's not about views, it's about reliability. Can you deliver the same standard of performance on the 50th show as you did on the first? Can you hold the stage when the conditions change? When the sound fails, the lights flicker, or the expectations skyrocket? Elite stages are not designed to test talent. They're designed to test durability. SB19 didn't just pass this test, they aced it. Their rehearsal discipline mirrors that of Western touring systems. Repetition over improvisation, precision over spontaneity. Every movement is engineered to survive fatigue. Every vocal choice is designed to be consistent, not spectacular. They weren't performing for the fans. They were performing to protect their brand. Hollywood noticed this because, in this business, volatility is expensive. One bad performance, one slip-up under pressure, can undo years of trust. SB19's ability to maintain their performance integrity, even under immense pressure, is precisely why Hollywood is taking notice. They don't perform like a viral internet group trying to capitalize on the moment. They perform like seasoned professionals, safeguarding their brand and their legacy. In an industry where excitement can come and go in the blink of an eye, predictability becomes one of the most valuable assets. Hollywood doesn't chase viral moments. It invests in acts that show consistency, professionalism, and most importantly, reliability. That's where SB19 excels. They are not a one-hit wonder. They are a group that has proven they can perform, not just in front of a camera or during a trending hashtag, but under the kind of pressure that only the biggest stages can bring. Their audience isn't just a bunch of casual viewers. They are dedicated fans who commit to SB19. They travel to see them live. They plan ahead. They invest their time and money, and they come back for more. This kind of behavior signals market stability, and that stability is invaluable in the entertainment industry. Hollywood knows that long-term revenue comes from repeatable demand, not explosive peaks.